paper magic will survive like the heat death of the universe, and will...
Oh, it's a smuggler's copter. Would you like to crew this? And then it crashes because they don't understand arithmetic.
All your cards belong to me.
2 minutes into macing him in the eyeballs, I switched to pepper spray. He's like, it's all right, refreshing. And went back to the mace.
Magic is dying. I'm done. Selling everything.
I might be a hoarder. And yes,
I don't have the crayons or glue to explain this to you right now.
What, are you gonna die twice?
Oil will be worthless before magic cards will.
well, okay, Dr. Man.
That's Mr. Dr. Professor Jason.
Hello, everybody, and welcome in to Brainstorm Brewery. This is a very special episode because we're casting on time tonight. We came
That's a lie.
It's the opposite of that, isn't it?
Did you get those confused?
I must have got those confused. Look, I have a hard time keeping up these days. The brain fog, the kids, it all blends
Hang on.
together.
7:35 p.m. DJ Johnson. I'm on Discord. Corbin Hostler, 7:37 p.m. Is normal time 8:30 or 7:30? I don't remember. And that's right. Welcome, everyone, to episode 500 and something of the podcast where Corbin is a member.
I really have no excuse.
In his defense, we've only done this podcast for 10 years, and we've changed the time we record at least twice. So
we recorded late a few weeks ago, and I don't know, man. That's all I got. I don't know. We recorded on a Tuesday, maybe sometime. I had no concept.
That was just the equivalent of me taking a baseball bat to Corbin's circadian rhythm.
Yes, I had no concept of when we were just going to podcast. Yeah, I won't lie. Here's a nice one too. At the beginning of the school year just started for my 6-year-old. He's in first grade. It's a big deal, blah, blah, blah. And he can walk to school. Like he doesn't walk very far. I drive him most of the way, but he can walk from our neighborhood when he gets older, right? So we were told school gets out at 3:30. It turns out school gets out at 3:20. And my kid just wandered around the parking lot for 10 minutes by himself on the first day of school. But hey, I found him. So I would like to say that I'm a responsible parent. That's all. I don't know why you suggested otherwise, Jason, but I am, and that's that. So welcome into the show, everybody. We've got a lot to talk about tonight. Dominaria United is coming up. I have a preview card. It's going to be a spicy one.
You know, our podcast.
Check that out. Check out.
Could have had a preview card.
No, I don't want to. No.
Commander's Herald.
I think it'll probably show up in.
Could have had a preview card.
No.
But no, Corbin Hostler and his 6,000 Twitter followers.
7,000. It's probably going to go on the Week That Was column that you should check out on Daily MTG by myself.
The Week That Was, you're going to preview a card, which is a future thing. The Week That Was.
We had this conversation today in a meeting, and Rich Hagon told me, Corbin, it's your column. I can't do a British accent. You probably. He was like, "It's your column."
Governor.
Aye.
That's close, right?
Chim chimney, chim chim chiroo. That preview call belongs to you. Is that good? That's how Rich Hagon sounds.
It's your week that. It's your week that was, Corbin.
It's your week that was, and it's not a week that was.
You guys are like, you could do a normal British accent.
There's no such thing as a normal British accent. You drive 5 miles in that country, and everyone's like, we don't talk to that lot. I can't understand a word they're saying.
Yeah. You're going like Pirates of the Caribbean here. Like, this is a back ass word.
You know where the pirate voice came from? It was from the movie Treasure Island.
The Seven Seas?
Like, this pirate's from Wales, and he did a terrible accent. He's like, "Arr, this is how people from Wales sound." And they don't. They sound like Christian Bale. But he was like, "Arr!" And they're like, all right, I guess that's how pirates talk.
True story?
One guy making a really regional joke about a country most people don't know as a country spawned the pirate accent. Look it up, man.
It's not a country.
Wales?
Yeah, it's like a territory.
It's a country, Corbin.
No, it's a province.
It's a country in the United Kingdom.
Okay, man.
Shut up, Corbin.
Okay, dude. Yeah, dude. And America's a country, too.
That's Corbin's like saying Texas Puerto Rico's not a country. It's a part of the U.S. No, dude. Wales is the UK's Florida.
I assume you can name all 5 of them, right, Jason? Are there 5 in the UK?
Wait, the UK is actually like a Megazord?
If you count Ireland and Northern Ireland?
Well, there's like Wales,
Scotland,
England, Ireland, Scotland, Northern Ireland. What else is there? There's probably a few more, actually.
Okay, but like Ireland's not part of the UK, though. Northern Ireland is, but Ireland's not. They don't count as two countries that are part of the UK. That's like their whole deal.
All right, I just have to follow up on this. I have to follow up on this at the beginning of the podcast because we talked about it the last 2 weeks at the top of the show. Why not a third? Your boy Posty, after breaking Whatnot, I had some thoughts on it. I had some feelings. I had a little rant on the problems I thought might come to pass with what they had set up, where they were picking a random person to go compete against Post Malone for $100,000. And basically everything that I was concerned about was the case, or worse, as a matter of fact. They got somebody who had played Magic once in the 1990s and didn't know how to play the game at all. Playing a 1v1 commander game against Posty. They have Josh and Jimmy from the Command Zone there who are coaching the guy through it. Except instead of using like a really good setup like, they might have access to, they've just got terrible camera angles off the side of it all. Right? It looks like we got cell phones out here recording. It just was not maybe the best experience overall. And in the end, Post Malone did, as we suspected he might, throw the game.
Can you imagine, though?
By all accounts, was the words I heard most were uncomfortable. Is just how the whole thing kind of went.
Can you imagine if Posey had just dream crushed that guy and pocketed $100,000? I'm going to spend this on sneakers. You poor fuck. Can you imagine if he'd done that? I would respect him so much more if he'd just been like, oh, you played Magic since the 90s? Man, that sucks. I play all the time. Kapow! I'm Post Malone, motherfucker!
He's just sitting in the chair like Scarface and just on his piles of money.
The flex. I guess so, it would have been so bad for him PR-wise, but he would have been a legend forever. Can you imagine?
Every time he destroys his opponent's creature, he just tears it in half like it's a fucking shadow game of Yu-Gi-Oh!
Anyways, I have to say it was maybe not the best experience all around for really probably anybody. But hey, it's cool that Magic's in the mainstream or whatever the hell you call whatever that just happened. But I'm here. Anybody who wants to do their promotion right, just letting you know, I'm a contractor. Hire me.
Someone playing Corbin.
Don't believe him. He makes an uncomfortable amount of money. Corbin Hostler has made a career of failing upwards. Don't hire him for more things.
Oh yeah, that's why I just keep getting hired because I fail. That's what happens. That's how freelancing works.
That's some Donald Trump logic right there. I'm so good. That's why I keep getting hired.
Listen, the lobster can't grow until it sheds its shell, and its shell is a job, and it shedding it is getting fired and getting a better job right away. That's how the lobster grows, or whatever Jordan Peterson's talking about.
But you know what always works, what always comes in hot, if you might say. That's my Breaking Bulk, everybody. And that's why it's time for Breaking Bulk, brought to you courtesy of our sponsor, MTG Stocks, the best place to go for all of your MTG finance needs. And especially you can check out the premium side of the site, which will give you access to the alerts to stay ahead of everyone else around.
Is this copy they sent you, right, or did you come up with that?
I come up with all copy. Jason, I'm the copier.
Copier.
Uh-huh. That means I came up with it. One who copies.
Breaking Bulk time. Breaking Bulk time. Break.
Oh, yeah, Breaking Bulk. There's so much good stuff.
It's a pick. Breaking Bulk. The end.
All off the... Look, this kind of genius, you can't script this kind of, like, artistry. You know? But that's neither here nor there. Jason, why don't you go ahead and start us off?
Why do I have to go first? All right, fine. You know what? I got a good one. It's from Invasion, and it is multicolored. It's an uncommon. It is a non-creature spell.
Invasion, multicolor, uncommon.
Invasion, multicolor.
Fire
It's from
ice.
Apocalypse, Corbin.
It was last week's Breaking Bulk. Like, literally. I think it was DJ's Breaking Bulk last week.
Fire and Ice.
Yeah.
It's not Fire and Ice. This is an Invasion.
I'll tell you, I do not know
instant.
this one.
Plane shift.
Terminate.
Invasion.
Closer.
Rakdos
You're getting
charm.
warmer.
Rakdos
You're getting warmer.
Charm. I think there were charms in that block. Partial credit. Darragaz's charm and Dromar's charm and Rith's charm.
I'm probably going to be...
In the Grixis charm, Crosus's charm.
I'm going to
right?
feel silly when you...
Croesus's charm.
Oh, is this Cauldron Dance?
No, it's not Cauldron Dance. It's
I don't know
Backlash.
this card, I'll give you that.
Tap target untapped creature. That creature deals damage equal to its power to its controller. $1.50.
Oh. All right. Interesting.
Pick those out of bulk. It's a
What
very
color
good
was
card,
that?
and it's very similar to...
It's a good one.
Multicolored, you said? Interesting.
There's another card that's a lot like it. I love running Backlash and Rakdos decks, making them Rakdos Charm. They got a big creature, you Backlash them. They got a lot of little creatures, you Rakdos Charm them. It's great.
I've died to this when somebody tainted strike to my creature first.
Oof. Big oof, as a matter of fact.
Man, that's tight.
I'll do it. All right. I have, this is, you're either never going to get it or you're instantly going to get it. A Magic Origins red common.
The Spell Mastery deal 2 or deal 3 thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, but cards have names,
but we don't
you know?
play
Is it
modern.
It's a Pioneer card. No,
Fiery Impulse, is that the card's name?
Any guess? Yeah, there you go, DJ. You got it. Yes. Fiery Impulse instant. Deal 2 damage to target creature. Spell Mastery deals 3 instead. It's your Pioneer Lightning Bolt. Or a Pioneer Lightning Bolt, as a matter of fact. Because there's also Strangle, which is another one that has been picking up a little bit of play. It's a recent one. Yeah, but Fiery Impulse is $1. Easy common pull.
Have a...
For all that Origins bulk I'm always getting people like, can you come out to my house? I have too much Origins bulk to bring to you.
Origins bulk is pretty common for a while.
Do you have a trailer for all this Origins bulk? I overbought Origin. You know
buy
how
it.
all those people ran out and bought MTG.
I mean,
Origins?
to be fair, I think there's
how
more
well that
Origins
sets
bulk
on.
out there than Invasion.
Origins?
I don't think it did, but that's... Don't demean your own
It
argument.
did
Corbin.
well. It's so
And the
well
flip
compared to
walkers.
Invasion.
It has
Call
the
time
flip walkers.
uncommon. Gold.
Oh, don't you dare! Gold?
Gold.
It's Rampage of
Rampage of
Valkyrie. It's not
Valkyries.
particularly difficult to guess. Even a child could do it. Just such a stupid pick to...
I hate your haircut so much, Corbin. You gotta cut your hair, man.
The softballiest
No, people
of
love this
picks.
haircut, man.
Just the entry school grade, like Corbin walked into his first grader's classroom and he saw this pick on the wall. Like that's how easy this one is to just guess.
Are you dunking on me because I didn't get it as quickly
No.
as you did? Good.
He's just trying to downplay my accomplishment. But what DJ doesn't know is you can't walk into a first grader's classroom.
Rampage of the Valkyrie is just a very easy card to pick. It says the word angel on it like 7 times. And you might think of angels on mono white triad, but they have bled into many other colors over the past years.
Name those other
Black,
colors.
blue, white, red, and green.
Black. Green.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the colors they blended to.
Not
Also colorless. Platinum angel.
I was thinking of Brazil.
When it enters the battlefield, it makes Sarah
Copperleaf
Angel,
angel from
and whenever
Prophecy.
it's grave packed for your angels. So there you go.
Good card. It's a good one. All right. Well, thank you for that pick. Look, I think
Why
we all
didn't you
did all
thank
right
me for
this
my
week.
pick?
I'll give you those. Some good picks right there.
You don't know how to transition out of the
because your pick
segment.
I didn't get your pick, Jason. So why would I thank you for it? I think your pick because it was unguessable by me.
It's been 500 episodes and you still don't know how to transition out of the segment smoothly. Thank you for that pick. Get out of here. Come up with something insightful to say. Get some momentum going, man.
Lead on.
Oh no, I'm not going. I don't.
Yeah, because you don't even have the show notes open to
The
see
show
what's next.
notes.
But I do, because
You know how we're always taking
a professional.
show note. You know how this cast seems like a well-oiled machine? It's because we record an episode and then we spend about 2 hours putting together a script, and then we fill out these show notes so we know what to talk about next, and then we re-record the episode.
Speaking of well-oiled
That's why
machines, we are going to Dominaria, and what's on Dominaria? Some Phyrexian oil that has been dripped onto other planes recently, like Call Time,
Ooh.
like
Drip.
Streets
That
of New
drip.
Capenna, like other planes that we visited that I can't even think of because we've just gone to them so
Can
quickly.
Urabrask talk? Or does it... like... It's a predator in New
Do
Capenna. What have you come to tell us? Oh, okay, interesting, man. We all speak like English with an Italian accent, but... All right. I guess my creatures come in to play tapped or something? They don't? Oh, that's weird. Okay. Nice talking to you, Urabrask, wearing, like, a zoot suit.
I'm just picturing, like, Urabrask, like, stirring the Great Furnace, but it's a big spaghetti pot. The Great Machine must be fed. He's pouring meatballs in, like...
Is the Great Machine Karn, or is Karn a Phyrexian now?
Man, even if they had said, it's not like I know.
Yeah, that's true. I wouldn't either.
Do you even know the website where you would go to read the story? Because I don't.
It's Tumblr, right?
Truly, I don't.
Mark Rosewater's Tumblr has got some information for us. See, that's how you transition. Thank you for that long, rambling, irrelevant story.
I did a good transition. Jason did a good transition. Corbin's struggle bussing.
Never. Mark Rosewater, Dominaria United teaser. Before previews for Dominaria United officially begin, I thought it would be fun to do another of my duelist-style teasers where I give tiny hints of things to come. Note that you're only getting partial information. This is Mark Rosewater on Tumblr. So we're going to go through this. We'll have some fun. We'll see if any of these spark any joy or any ideas here. But let's start off at the top. A new evergreen counter.
The take on this, I think it's -1/-1 counters. Because Phyrexians, and also, like, he said a new evergreen counter, not that, like, it's a new type of counter, and -1 counters.
Why
like,
would they... They're never gonna pull out a new mechanic and then say it's evergreen.
I mean, charge counters are maybe the other kind of thing that maybe it could fit. Or something.
-1 counters have historically
they've done
been,
charge counters in multiple
relegated
sets.
to very, like, infrequent sets because they believe that there's a complexity challenge of, like, just putting those in the same block, and I think that Wizards is at the point where they can realistically remove that as a complexity barrier because of just how complex Magic cards are nowadays. And also because, like, I think Arena fits into this too, and how, like, counters canceling each other out is very intuitive from a player standpoint, and one of the main barriers to them putting those in paper is, like, oh, I only brought my red dice, and I need 2 types of counters, so now I need to use plus counters and minus counters, whereas, like, Arena just handles that for you.
I prefer -1/-0 counters myself.
What are you, Tackle Maggot? Get out of here. When's the last year they printed a -1/-0 counter?
I don't know. When was
Animate
last year
Dead gives a
Animate Dead got
counter.
reprinted?
Oh, Animate Dead, yeah.
I
was thinking, yeah.
All right, moving on. I think you're right about the -1 counters, though. This is an interesting one as well. A popular Planeswalker card gets a reprint.
So,
Dak Faden.
Not to
I'm gonna say
immediately
big
go
to
into
fit.
another mini DJ rant here, but I've seen a couple speculations on this. The 2 big ones being Teferi, Hero of Dominaria, and the other one being Liliana of the Veil. My brain immediately went to Lily of the Veil, and then I remembered that Dominaria is still a story-focused set, and so I do think it'd be interesting if they put Lily of the Veil in Standard. It's not only a big movement just because, like, it's an expensive card that would immediately go to, like, $20 or whatever. It'd be a big movement because they've always used planeswalkers to tell story moments. Lily of the Veil's ultimate is reminiscent of her time on original Innistrad when she forced Thalia to make a choice between saving the town or giving up the Hell Vault, basically. Like that the Lord Nerd moment, whatever, DJ Nerd thing. But like that's a real moment that Liliana the Veil's ultimate represents, is like her giving Thalia Sophie's choice of just like pick these two things, and that's why her ultimate does that. So like putting Liliana the Veil in standard again with that ultimate means that she's either making another story choice like that where she's forcing somebody to make a decision, or it means that they're just like completely chucking flavor out the window for Planeswalker ultimates, which they could do. I'm not saying that's a disqualifier for the card, but it is something to take into consideration, especially when trying to decide which cards you buy and how that impacts like the reprintability.
Okay, honest question, DJ. You might know. Is Karn a Phyrexian? Because Karn the Great Creator / Karn probably not Karn Liberated. I'm just trying to think of other planeswalkers that could maybe fill the void.
Karn is not a Phyrexian. Karn's was transplanted Malira's immunity basically via Venser or something like that. So like that's how Karn became immune from poison, is like Malira basically like cleansed him of it on New Phyrexia.
I was kind of thinking like Karn Scion of Urza could be in the set.
I would not consider that a popular Planeswalker card.
That's probably a good point. I mean, Karn's popular, right? I mean,
he is, but like, are people going to be super psyched about Karn the Great Creator, the rare card?
I don't. Well, maybe not Karn the Great Creator, but the other one from original Dominaria,
Scion of Urza,
that made Karn Structs.
Now it's going to be Karn Silver Golem from Urza's Saga.
You don't like Scion of Urza? I like that card, man. I think that card, like,
again, I would not consider that card
until
a popular.
New Karn displaced it, I guess, but yeah.
I think Teferi.
Okay, fair enough. If it's something wild like Liliana, that'd be great. I think
likely. It would also have to. Didn't that card get like errated so it can't target itself or something like that? So
yes,
like that. I'm not sure if that card promotes the gameplay they want with it, or like because that card did historically lead to some miserable games, if I remember correctly.
It has. It's in state of you get an emblem with whenever you draw a card, exile target permanent and opponent controls. And
it's like you have to target 2 lands or something like that with its plus ability or something. It's like something weird with the untapping lands. So the point is like the card would have to be reformatted.
Oh no, you do the like minus. You use Teferi to minus itself once you've decked your opponent. Once your opponent can't do anything because you've exiled everything, you play Teferi minus Teferi on itself to put it on
miserable
your top of the library, and you can't deck yourself. Exactly. I mean, the game's over at that point or whatever, right? But yes, it is an incredibly unpleasant gameplay pattern in the end game. So while I do think it's the most likely, that is a consideration.
I don't think Teferi's ultimate on that card is a big story moment, at least to my knowledge. I don't think it's like a big reminiscent like flavor thing that Teferi did on the 2018 Dominaria. And like he could absolutely be the hero of Dominaria again. Like that's a thing. Like Teferi's obviously a big character for like he could save Zalfir or whatever. So like it could be Teferi. Yes.
All right. Moving on.
Can we?
A blue card with the words "destroy all creatures."
This one's just like a polymorph, right? It's like destroy all creatures, then replace them with tokens or like some sort of rapid hybridization effect. This one's likely, not like super.
If this is like a warp world for creatures, that could be pretty funny.
Yeah.
I really bet it's more going to be more along the lines of what DJ said. All right, a 5 mana value creature, 5 CMC creature that can be a 10/10. That's not very helpful. Maybe it's got domain. Maybe it's +2/+2. I mean, basically,
it could be a 10/10 if you put
this
on it.
This smells like a bulk rare to me.
Yeah, agreed. Yep. Maybe if you think about well, I guess this was an older set. How much
Colossus of Akros is worth now?
I was thinking of like, is it Colony? Not Colony Hydra. there used to be a thing where all those Hydras that were like triple green and could be huge were worth money. I think that time is in the past. But all right, 3 original Weatherlight crew members are in the set. Jason, who was in the
original
Weatherlight
crew was the captain, Gerard. No, he was the first mate, Gerard Capation. It was Sisse was the captain, Miri the cat warrior, Krovex the vampire, his angel friend Selenia, Stark of Wrath, who betrays them, Squee, Hannah, and
Karn, right? Or does Karn get added later?
Yeah, Karn was there too. Yeah, good point. He wasn't a person.
Okay, I could.
And the ones that are alive
myself, but good for you.
Are Joyra, Squee, and
Joyra wasn't in the original crew. She became the captain.
Well,
not
Joyra
the
and Squee
original
were both in Dominaria.
The captain was Sisse.
Okay, sure. Next up,
you don't know any of those names, Corbin?
I maybe
DJ has a Selenia deck.
I don't know.
Would not have known that Selenia
I
was
wouldn't
the
have
original
gotten. I would have got maybe like. Yeah, I would have got Sisse probably.
She
Gerard Capuchin. I would have got
his mind, and then I think he turned into a vampire, and then he was a white creature.
I wouldn't have known,
but still a vampire.
All right, here's one: an ability word that didn't start as
mill, right? Or
return.
What else is there besides mill?
It could be something. I mean, bounce.
Yeah, it's something that didn't start as an ability and now is an ability. So
it's not something new. It's just.
I mean, technically, vigilance didn't start, isn't it? Technically, vigilance just used to be this doesn't tap.
Yeah, right. Like, what about menace and like, come on.
They used to call haste celerity unofficially around the office.
That's rare awful. Cycle of +1/+1 granting more.
I mean, elves, merfolk, zombies,
merfolk.
Slivers.
Yes, please. I can't wait to have a preview card for this set. Let's go. Slivers could be. Do you think? Here's a question though, Jason. Do they blow a Slivers and Phyrexian's load in the same set?
Why else are they giving us Slivers and all the secret layers?
I maybe that's the set in the spring.
Maybe. I'm basing my finance tips on the Slivers being in the set.
All right. A card that grants poison. I think that probably pretty much confirms the -1 counters thing. If I had to guess.
I think so. I mean, we got the...
What if they didn't do infect? What if they did poison again?
I mean, this card grants poison.
I do think it's possible that they do, like,
poison
version 3.0, infect was 2.0. Like, there's definitely room for, let's try this mechanic again without it being infect.
I mean, I thought Wither was a very good
Wither was a very good mechanic.
For what it's worth. And I don't know if Wither was started as an ability word or not. But yeah, I mean, I think Wither would be a cool one. So I can see like the
I
-1
Stigma
counter.
Lasher. That was a funny card.
I don't know, Jason. This sounds a lot more Phyrexian to me than it does Slivery. For
but like it's saying that the set doesn't sound elfy.
If you view Slivers, I mean,
I do think Slivers have to be like an antagonist.
Yeah, like Slivers weren't in the original.
Maybe the Slivers are Phyrexian.
Which is really weird. They've just been telegraphing bringing back Phyrexia for so long now, like almost a decade or whatever. I think that they would use Slivers to carry their own.
Why are they?
We will
why are they
see
putting
next.
In the secret layers? It's so weird to me.
I mean, it's an easy.
Plenty
one
of other sets coming out that aren't Dominaria United.
Yeah. And there's like 20. There's just like 20 or 30 little sliver things that just make a perfectly reasonable secret layer card that give you a bunch to choose from and spit out over.
A new artifact with Lotus in its name. I mean, there's endless speculation there. We can kind of just skip that one.
It's pretty likely to be trash.
It's either trash or very
They're
good.
All worth
it's
money.
either Lotus Guardian or
They're
Lotus
all worth
Battle.
money.
I get it. Yeah.
A character players have been requesting get a card for years finally gets one.
That's a you question, DJ. What do you got?
That is a me question, but I don't have the answer for that one. There are people who are more lore nerds than I who would have a short list for you, but there's somebody that's appeared in 6 flavor texts.
Fibblethip. Fibblethip has a card though.
All right. So next up we have rules text.
Sure.
Are you not swinging that one back from me?
I mean, most of these seem. I'm just reading through these. Most of these seem pretty generic, right? I'm scanning through here for anything that seems interesting. I do like this line though. Vehicles you control have crew 1. So it's like a vehicle lord.
Maybe
in
it's got
terms
more
of
colors
Phyrexian-
than Paula also. I'd love some
What if the
blue
tribal
in there.
lord? What if the tribal lord is a vehicle tribal lord and it gives your vehicles +1/+1 and they all
What
have
if
crew
there's
1?
going to be a Cars secret layer with Mater and the Wilson guy?
Fast and the Furious, bro. The bonus card is Paul Walker.
Planeswalker, not Paul Walker. How many went out like this?
Not bad.
He starts at 0 loyalty? That's not even funny. That's in poor taste.
It would be red, right?
He has Soul Bond because it's all about family. All right. So we talked a little bit about leaking Phyrexia as a thing, but they kind of buried the lead here. Legendary creature, Phyrexian Merfolk Wizard. Corbin, how do you feel about that?
I like that we've got Merfolk. I'll say that. I don't know what the world that could mean. I bet it costs like 6 mana and is useless, but I like everything that this set is telegraphing. I'll say that. I mean, quick aside for people who don't know, who weren't playing back then, original Dominaria came out in like 2018, I think, and it was the most popular set in a very long time. I think this set that got more people back into the game than any in my time working at a store, basically over the past 10 years before that or whatever, right? Because so many people who played Magic back in the day wanted to come see their Dominaria stuff, and it helped that the set had an incredible limited format. It had great callbacks. The power level seemed to just kind of be perfect. It put cards into all formats, but nothing felt like unbeatable in any way. You're just one of the better designed sets in a long time. So there's a lot riding, I think, on this return to Dominaria, and it's going to be interesting how they pull it off. But I see Phyrexia Merfolk Wizard, and while I think that particular card screams giant dorky thing, I am excited about what we've got coming up in the set. I don't know. That's my take. I'm happy about Magic right now. That might be a hot take.
Oh, take to be positive. It's even more of a hot take to be positive without being toxic.
It's even more of a hot take to base your entire future on Magic sticking around for like 10 more years.
I don't think that's true.
Jeez.
So like, I had this like internal.
Said Jason 10 years ago.
I had this internal struggle a few years ago when I was like, wait, I am a grad student going towards this career. Do I want to just yeet it into the sun and focus on Magic full time? A very risky decision that I would not recommend anybody make in haste. And so one of my deciding factors was just looking at companies who have basically just survive on Magic that are many multitudes bigger than I am. Like, if Star City starts crumbling, like, then I think that's a reason to be worried. If like Wizard starts crumbling, if we get shareholder reports that say Magic's doing poorly, like there are much larger forces at play here than us. And it's when those cracks start appearing in the walls that I have a reason to be worried. I don't think the game dies overnight. We've had this conversation a lot about what it would take to kill the game. And like my mom had this conversation with me too when I told her, like, hey, I'm going to be buying and selling Wizard Squares full time. And she's like, but is this game going to be around that long? And I kind of equated it to like the guy who was building typewriters when the computers came out or whatever. Or like the guy who builds horse and buggies, like when cars are coming out. Like, no matter what industry you're in, there is going to be job replacement. There is going to be like some level of like evolution and advancement in technology that will make certain people obsolete, and those people just need to adapt. And I don't think Magic is in a position where we're at risk of needing to jump ship or move to something else, basically.
I don't even know what I would transition to if I had to. I can't even imagine. If there were some...
YouTube.com/Brainstorm Brewery, please, if you want to get that bit.
Can't even imagine.
Also, people change careers. You can get laid off at any job.
Yes,
at any time.
yeah. that was part of the conversation we had. Was like, I think your understanding of the world is based on a different worldview of
why don't you
walking
just go
in and
up
shaking
and
the manager's
shake
hand.
the manager's hand and ask for a job?
I've distilled my life philosophy down to a simple statement. It's anything is as real as anything else. You want to talk shit on magic? Go for it. I still make a living off of it. Want to talk shit on crypto? I'll talk shit on crypto, but some of those people made a bunch of money on crypto. Like, you only got to get lucky once. Like, the world is on fire, and people are going to do risky things. And if magic doesn't exist in 5 years, whatever, man.
We're 50 years away from billions of people starving, and we're fighting over just like, I don't prefer your way to labor under capitalism.
All right, everybody. Next up, it is time for what I've been told is the segment where I shine through the brightest, where the stars come out to shine, where the men separate from the boys, where the wheat is separated from the chaff.
What is pronounced? It's pronounced chafe.
Nope, that's your legs.
I was hoping I'd get you with that.
I was a little unsure as I went into it which to say, but I'm glad I flipped that coin correctly. It's time for Pick of the Week.
Pick of the Week, Pick of the Week, Pick of the Week. Time for the Pick of the Week.
It's CAFF. How could that be chafe?
I don't think you can use the English language as rules.
Yeah,
as
the English language is, yeah. All right, I'm going to start things off. I'm not actually positive on this card, but it does seem to have bottomed out, and I think it's a pretty silly card that you'll be interested to hear is in the most popular Pioneer deck, and that card is Unnatural Growth for Midnight Hunt. Jason, I'd like to hear your thoughts on that card in Commander.
You gotta take.
You don't think so?
Put that card in your deck. Look, Unnatural Growth is like a $5-6 card right now. It's in 25,000 decks on EDH Rec. So, like, I guess I'm the only person that thinks this card is really stupid.
Well, yeah, it's 5 mana, 1 and 4 green at the beginning of each combat. Double the power and toughness for each creature you control. This gives you 4 devotion, and it makes all your creatures busted in mono green devotion, which is probably the best deck in Pioneer. I don't know if Nykthos will last forever, but as it stands, I think it's a pretty cool, part of the format. Well, that's what I'm talking about, man. It looks like it's bottomed out. You can get the double feature version for basically the same price if you want to go that way. You can get the full art version for essentially the same price. I don't know. 25,000 decks is not a small number.
It's so many decks,
and it's all over the place in Pioneer.
Compare this to Arcane Adaptation, that's in half as many. I don't know. Like,
it's got. We're talking. I mean, this is cross-format applicability here. So it's. I don't know. I don't know if it's going to go crazy, but it's certainly something to keep my eye on, as it seems to have bottomed out at $4.50 and is around $5 now.
Well, if we're going to pick a card that's in 25,000 decks and it's worth $5, what about Shared Animosity, which just kind of got a reprint? I really like Shared Animosity.
That was in a Mystery Boost or Mystery Boosters, right?
The times that Shared Animosity has been printed it was in Commander 2020, Explorers of Ixalan, and Morningtide. And by Explorers of Ixalan, I think I mean the board game?
Yes. I bought a lot of that board game, I can confirm. Because it had...
I have one too.
Shared Animosity, Time Warp, the 5 mana one, and several other expensive cards that made the money back pretty quickly.
There's 2.5 printings, but this card is flirted with $20 historically, and I don't know. It'll probably get reprinted again before Unnatural Growth, but man, I want to pick a real similar card to Corbin's. Because there's a lot, actually, if you think slivers are coming back like I do, if you just go to the sliver Overlord page on EDH Rec, you see all the stuff that those decks are running. Enchantments, I think, are real interesting. You've got Reflections of Lit Jara, Unnatural Selection, Call to the Kindred, Legion Loyalty, Kindred Discovery, all that stuff. Even Wild Pair. There's some really interesting enchantments that are in a lot of the Slivers decks. I don't hate Descendants Path if you can get it under $10. There's a lot of cool enchantments in Slivers decks, and since they're basically 5-color good stuff decks, they're gonna all be built about the same way. So those staples, your Mirari's Wake, your prismatic element, a lot of that stuff's just gonna get put in a lot of new stuff. Anything tribal, I think, has just got a bright future. So, it was a toss up between Descendants Path and my pick of the week this week. So maybe enter that as a bonus POTW. I don't know.
Sure. I mean, look, I think Shared Animosity is good too. Shared Animosity around $4 to $5 looks like it's starting to pick up a lot of momentum just in the past few days. So if you're somebody who's gone to patreon.com/BSP, listen to the cast early, you should have an opportunity to get on these
who
before
knows
that
what this
price
is going to look like on
continues
Friday.
to climb. Yeah, much less by next week. All right, DJ, round it out. What do you got this week?
I'm also kind of flirting with 2 or 3 picks. They're all of a very specific category, and we're basing that off of the Phyrexian poison theme that we mentioned earlier. I really like generic-ish poison cards right now. So there's 3 big ones that I like. Phyrexian Crusader is finishing its roller coaster ride to the bottom. It was like 10-15 for a while, then it went to 30 for a minute, and it's back down to 20-ish. And I still think that card is a Mirrored and Besieged rare that has never been reprinted, with protection from 2 very relevant colors and a card that just kind of kills people. So I think that's fine. It's a card that has to dodge reprints, but that's okay. It's got Infect.
What's the name of it?
Phyrexian Crusader.
Phyrexian Crusader. Yeah, that card is.
The
awesome.
other one is sort of a twin. This one's a bit more of a commander card, though. Skithrix, the Blight Dragon. This one was 30 to 40 for a hot minute, and then it got a sort of double kick from Double Masters and the list printings. So it's basically averaged out at 15. It's very comfortable. The card sells very, very well at 15. I mean, it goes in a lot of different weird decks, like Scion of the Ur-Dragon. People kill with it. It also is just
my
like
favorite. Skithrix and Molten Steel. That's how you kill with Scion. Molten Steel can allow you to pay life to pump it, and then you turn it into a Skithrix. I've died more than once.
Yep. And it's just a very, very powerful card. Again, legendary mythic skeleton dragon. Kind of hard to go wrong. The third one is a bit more of a budget pick, and one that you probably want to get a brick of if you're going all in on it. And it's actually the pick I like most. It's Viral Drake. So it is an uncommon new Phyrexia card that just it's a blue infect creature that proliferates. It's a little bit expensive to do so.
It pays mana to proliferate, right? So
yeah, you can Training Grounds this guy and really get out of hand. But again, like, just infect cards tend to be very, very low supply unless there are specific ones that get targeted heavily by reprints. Like Blightsteel Colossus is probably honestly one of the most supply infect cards, which sounds weird because like it's a Mirrored and Besieged mythic that was printed one other time, but it also got like a Borderless Double Masters printing. So like, and it's still $70 for like the original one. It's not expensive because of poison. It's expensive because it kills people in one shot. But I just really like poison cards going into Dominaria United. Maybe the poison theme isn't going to be a huge thing. Maybe it's not. But again, I'm relying on hype here. I'm picking these cards on the chance that they preview 1 or 2 poison cards and people lose their minds and start buying them. So like, is there going to be a poison standard deck? Probably not. Is there going to be a rise in modern infect? Probably not. Are people really excited to see poison again? Yes, they are.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I think this set is going to be it's going to coincide with Magic 30. It's going to coincide with more of the country / world coming out of the pandemic, right? We're going back to paper events that Wizards is putting on. Dominaria is going to be an incredibly hype set with all the history behind it. I think we might be in for a big explosion of just a lot of stuff over the next
collector boosters could have
6
a
months here,
card
7-8 months.
3%, 133 drop rate. Get your Glyph of Destructions now.
Not me.
I bought cases of collector boosters again. I said I wasn't gonna.
All right, everybody. Well, those are the picks of the week, and there's one final pick of the week we didn't mention. DJ, I think you are the one who typically has this pick. In fact, I'm pretty sure I put it in the spreadsheet for you. if there's one final thing people should go check out across the internet this week that they really need to get their hands on ASAP, what would it be?
That's a tough one.
As DJ hides behind his shirt. Oh, is that a Ristic Study shirt, DJ?
Oh, it is. I forgot about that. Wow, that's a
damn, bro.
That's a good alley-oop. Thanks for giving me that sick layup, Corbin, in basketball terms. Ristic Studies is he does merch, and it can be purchased at Coalesce Apparel and Design. Oh wait a second. Oh, we have a link for that too, don't we?
We need you to go buy our
I believe
shirts.
we have a gift code, as a matter of fact, a gift code, if you will, that you could use for our shirt.
We don't have shorts yet. We're working on it.
We should have shorts.
We're working on shorts. Corbin.
A big Brainstorm Brewery on the...
Okay, so real talk. Expose how the sausage... No, Corbin. Expose how the sausage gets made. If I go to our messenger chat right now, and I search in the messenger chat, and I search the term basketball shorts, oh my god, there's so many results of Corbin just begging me for Brainstorm Brewery basketball shorts.
We want Brainstorm Basketballery shorts.
I want a BSB brain.
He's like, it works, the acronym BSB, Brainstorm Short Ball. And I was like, that's not a thing.
Ball. BSB, basketball.
All of you are
American. And then he went a step further. He asked for shorts, not in the clothing sense, but he's like, no, we need YouTube shorts. We need like a 5-minute episodic series on Brainstorm Brewery. And I was like, that's a bit weird. That's kind of out there.
Bites.
And he's like, Corbin's like, no, we'll get a cartoonist and we'll do like a weird little cartoon skit, kind of like what's that one? What's that? The two guys, the Game Grumps, yeah, we'll do like a Game Grumps bit. That we'll do a YouTube shorts, and then I was like, "You're way off. Coalesce doesn't do animation, dude. They just do clothing."
Let's not start imposing limits on Coalesce, our partner in merchandising. Go to the Coalesce site, buy Shiv'em shirt, buy Caleb Durwood shirt, buy Sam's Ristic Study shirt, buy our merch. Did you know that if you buy our merch, they send us money?
If you use the gift code, Brainstorm Brewery.
Please use the gift code. Buy anything you want, just use our gift code. And please buy our shirts. Because then you'll have the shirts. Remember Teespring? Remember that whole thing where we're doing a Teespring campaign for the next 3 weeks? Remember that? Remember all the problems we had with Teespring? It's solved now. You can get a shirt easily.
Everybody
and it's
had,
a good quality shirt. It's got Coalesce on the sleeve. It's fantastic. Just do it.
Hey, shirts might just be the beginning of the fulfillment. You never know what's to come. But if you follow Coalesce Apparel, you will. And if you follow this podcast, you will find us at youtube.com/Brainstorm Brewery, patreon.com/BSB. You can find Jason, DJ, and I across the interwebs. Thank you, everybody,
Corbin,
for listening to the episode this week. DJ has some dates on our way out the door.
I will be in Tampa next weekend on the 27th and 28th for the TCG Con in Tampa. I will be at Magic 30 on October 28th or whatever, the Magic 30 thing in Vegas. And I'll be in Collecticon Denver and Kansas City in the next month or two. So those are dates.
There you go.
Very broad dates.
DJ's got a tour.
I'm going to be in Vegas for Magic 30. I don't know if I'm going to the event site.
I will be at Magic 30 as well. Maybe we can get a live episode in. Maybe not.
Should do something.
We've never been able
DJ
to
will be
before.
Working, so.
I can get like an early flight. I can get like a Wednesday flight or a Monday flight back.
We'll see what we can do. Maybe we can. Maybe would they let us do a live episode at Magic 30, on stage? What if they
won't even give us a preview card, man? They're not going to let us say the fuck word in the middle of a crowded auditorium.
We would never.
I would.
Yeah, you would.
Absolutely.
Well, thanks for listening, everybody. We will see you next week because you will not find us doing a live episode of Magic 30.
Ever.